Okay, so welcome everyone to one more session here at the Confident Community. And today we're getting a guest coming from South Korea, which is a guest that we already had here before, like a few weeks ago. And today we're getting the chance to learn a little bit more about his culture, about many aspects. So I know you guys are always curious about many things, about uh, every single thing that our guests usually do. So I really do hope that this session runs smoothly. And firstly, I would like to follow up some rules and procedures that I think that are great for us to consider while we're going on through the session. And I think it's more convenient to present it in Portuguese, just so everyone can understand it in the most accessible way. Então, sejam bem-vindos, pessoal. Agora estaremos iniciando mais uma chamada e eu gostaria de fazer algumas regras e procedimentos para que nós possamos ter a melhor chamada possível ocorrendo hoje. Tudo bem? Bom, primeiramente eu gostaria de convidar vocês a fazerem perguntas, a trazerem questões que vocês tiverem diretamente ao convidado. Então, vocês podem levantar a mão aqui no Meet mesmo para perguntar para o convidado alguma questão sobre a cultura, sobre de onde ele vem, sobre o que ele estuda, quais são os objetivos dele, enfim, qualquer pergunta que você tiver, aproveitem essa oportunidade para colocar em prática o que vocês aprenderam com o aplicativo aqui. E, claro, busquem trazer uma comunicação que não seja violenta, uma comunicação que seja realmente saudável neste ambiente. E também busquem evitar trazer conteúdos que sejam relacionados à política, relacionados principalmente a conflitos, a guerras, a ações passadas, ou até mesmo questões religiosas que podem levar a alguns tipos de discussões que às vezes não são realmente saudáveis aqui para as conversas. Então, busquem, claro, trazer um contexto de perguntas que sejam mais relacionados à troca cultural. Claro que vocês podem perguntar algo político sobre o país, mas busquem perguntar sobre algo que não necessariamente tem a ver com conflitos, tudo bem? E aproveitem essa oportunidade para se divertir. Então, coloquem em prática o seu listening, o seu speaking, e enquanto alguém estiver falando, quando alguém fizer alguma pergunta, tenta talvez mandar um emoji, ou um likezinho, uma coração, para incentivar essa pessoa, até mesmo manda uma mensagem no chat para dizer, poxa, mandou muito bem nessa pergunta. Enfim, tenta encorajar os seus colegas para que cada vez mais nós possamos aqui ter um ambiente construtivo, um ambiente que todos nós possamos estar confortáveis realmente de falar com esse convidado. E claro, vocês não precisam ter medo em nenhum momento que eu estarei aqui moderando a chamada. Então, se vocês gostariam de fazer alguma pergunta, não se sintam restringidos quanto a isso, pois eu posso ajudar vocês traduzindo, posso ajudar, talvez, se a sua dúvida for alguma palavra em específico que você gostaria de levar diretamente ao convidado. Fiquem tranquilos, claro, ninguém aqui está ajudando vocês, está todo mundo aprendendo. E algumas dicas que eu trago a vocês de ligar as legendas que estão disponíveis aqui no Meet mesmo. Então, tem um botãozinho de legenda que você consegue ver a versão escrita do que está sendo falado, que é muito legal para fazer uma boa assimilação do listening com a leitura, exatamente. Bom, então, como sempre, eu estarei moderando essa sessão. And now I would like to introduce our guest presenter himself and tell us what's his name, what's his age, where does he come from, where does he study, what are his hobbies, and many other aspects that he would like to add on.
Hello, everyone. My name is Len Park. Len is actually my English name. My Korean name is Minseo. I am currently studying in a university called Minerva University, and I'm studying business and computer science. And I am currently located in London, which is in United Kingdom. And a little bit about me, my hobbies are cooking, playing video games, and going to the gym. I'm very excited for today's session.
Cool. So could you just quickly repeat what are your hobbies? I think you said cooking and what else?
Yeah, cooking, video games, and going to the gym.
Interesting. Mhm. Cool. So thank you for giving us this brief introduction. E agora, iniciando a nossa chamada, eu pedi para que o Len, nosso convidado, fizesse uma introdução para que nós possamos conhecer um pouco mais sobre ele. O nome dele é Len Park, e Len talvez seria o seu nome em inglês, que as pessoas normalmente chamam ele, mas o seu nome original mesmo é Minseo, como está escrito ali no nome dele mesmo aqui no Meet, vocês já podem visualizar como o nome dele em coreano. E ele estuda ciências da computação e administração na Universidade de Minerva e atualmente ele está residindo em Londres. E alguns dos seus principais hobbies é que ele gosta muito de cozinhar e de jogar videogames. E claro, e a academia também. Cool. Next, I would like to already invite our students to raise your hands if you would like to make any questions directly to Len. And I see that we already have someone who has their hands raised here. So, Renato, se você gostaria de fazer alguma pergunta? Renato, se você está com o microfone fechado.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, everybody. It's my second time watching the Confidence lives. I live in Mossoró City, the city of Mossoró in the state of Rio Grande do Norte, the state in the northeast of Brazil. And nice to meet you, Mr. Lan. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight. Okay. My comment and question is, I know that the partition of Korea into South and North Korea took place very recently. Therefore, besides being a very young country, South Korea is also a very developed country too. And my question is, if South Korea does have its own cultural traditions or continue to use the traditions acquired from the old Korea?
That's a great question. Yeah, actually, most of our traditions still come from the dynasty before the partition between North and South. For example, a lot of our culinary cultures, for example, like kimchi or bibimbap, a lot of like Korean food that you may know are actually from um, before the partition. But I think after the partition, there are certain cultures or aspects that are now different between North and South Korea. For example, our languages are very different. And actually, if North Korean and South Korean are to speak to one another, they might not understand because the language is very different from now. But yeah, I think generally a lot of the culture are from before, but there are stuff that are changed afterwards.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. So now I think I would like to ask for the students here to send a welcoming message for the new cohort of students here at the conference. So send a welcoming message, send like anything, or maybe just send a heart emoji. I don't know. Então, temos vários alunos novos aqui dentro do Conf, a gente gostaria de recebê-los bem. Então, mande uma mensagem de boas-vindas aqui no chat, ou talvez um coraçãozinho. Tudo bem? So, next, I would like to call on to making a question. Let's see, Durval.
Good evening, everyone. Lynn, nice to meet you. My name is Durval. I live in Sorocaba City, São Paulo State, and I am curious about uh, you like cooking, and what Korean people eat? I think Korean people eat more fish, but Korean people eat pork, chicken, um, or common or more expensive.
I think actually Korean people eat probably more pork and chicken compared to fish because pork and chicken are much more cheaper to buy in Korea, actually. Um, I think beef is more expensive to buy in Korea uh, because it's quite difficult to raise cows in Korea. But chicken and pork are much cheaper, and we eat a lot of chicken and pork.
Okay, okay. I think it's more common fish. Okay, but about your vacation, do you like to travel for beach, countryside? What do you like in your vacation for you relax?
Yeah, I actually like to travel abroad to different countries to experience different cultures. But in terms of traveling in Korea, there is an island called Jeju Island. It's a very small and beautiful island with a lot of great food and a lot of good nature to see. And yeah, in terms of traveling in Korea, I like to go to this Jeju Island to relax and enjoy the nature.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, I think I would like to add just a quick question, kind of random question. So what's the last song you have heard today?
Sorry, what was that?
What was the last song? The last song you have heard today?
Last time I have heard. Sorry, I think you're cutting off a bit for me.
Oh, I have meant to say, which was the last song you have heard today?
Last song. Um, I don't know. I probably heard some metal rock song during I was in a gym. I'm not sure of the name, but I usually listen to very intense metallic band songs when I'm in the gym.
Got it.
Yes, I don't listen to K-pop sadly.
Ok, got it. Eu apenas fiz uma pergunta para o Len, se qual foi a última música que ele escutou hoje, e alguma pessoa, Edson, perguntou se foi K-pop, mas ele disse que ele não costuma escutar K-pop. Cool. Next, Walter Guedes, fique à vontade.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity. Minseo, I had been in South Korea sometimes to work, and I know that there is some very good universities there. So my question is, why did you go out of South Korea to study in London? Just curious about it.
Yeah, actually, Korean education system is very different from um, what I'm studying in Minerva. I think Korean education system is very focused on memorizing and kind of the traditional education, but I wanted to experience a lot of culture and have a lot of practical experience in terms of internships or work experience, which is not really common in terms of Korean universities. So that's why I chose to attend universities abroad.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bom, então, o Minseo comentou, né, o Len, mais fácil de pronunciar, que o sistema educacional que ele encontra na Coreia do Sul é muito tradicional ao que já é encontrado convencionalmente no país, e é também muito focado na questão de memorização. E o sistema educacional que ele encontra na Minerva é totalmente diferente do que ele já era acostumado, principalmente ali no ensino médio, visto que ele tem a oportunidade de explorar diversas culturas diferentes ao redor do mundo inteiro e aprender sobre coisas mais práticas, principalmente em internships, né, em estágios. Então, foi esse um dos principais fatores que levou ele a escolher hoje estudar fora, principalmente em Minerva. Muito obrigado, Walter, mandou muito bem. Próximo, Edson Costa, fique à vontade.
Hello, Minseo. Good evening, everyone. And you live in London, okay?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Uh, I went to London in 2018, and I visited the touristic attractions. Which tourist attraction did you visit?
Um, Actually, I've only been in London for 2 months now, and I haven't been going out much actually because I'm very busy with my studies. But I have been to the Big Ben, the very big
Oh, I can see.
watchtower.
Can see.
Yep, and also I traveled actually outside of London to this place called the Seven Sister Cliff. It's a very beautiful nature with very astonishing cliffs and views near the sea, and I really liked it there.
Very good. And the bridge movies.
Which one?
The bridge.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep. That
The
I
bridge
think
that
that one is very
moves.
close to Big Ben, and I also went there too.
I went there. I went to the in front of the palace, Palace of Buckingham.
Hmm, hmm.
I went there in 2018. I went to the Greenwich Line.
Mm.
There was a university near there. Is this that university? Is that university you study?
No,
It's
it is
near
not.
the Greenwich Line.
No, it's not the university that
Ah,
I study in.
great. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you for the questions.
Thank you. Well, so just to check on, you have said that you visited bridge, but is it like London Bridge or Tower Bridge? I think there are different bridges, right?
Yeah, I think it's the Tower Bridge that is
On the
near
Tower
the
Bridge.
yeah.
Got it. Ok. Bom, então a pessoa que realizou a pergunta perguntou se ele já passou por alguns lugares em Londres enquanto ele esteve viajando por lá. E o Len compartilha que ele esteve lá por 2 meses, então ele não teve tanta oportunidade de fazer várias coisas, porque ele está muito focado nos estudos no momento. Mas, sim, ele foi para alguns principais pontos turísticos, principalmente no Big Ben, né, que é o grande Clock Tower, e também a Tower Bridge, que é a ponte que fica ali bem próxima do lugar que ele acabou vendo também. Só que ele foi para outros lugares que talvez estão ali mais fora de Londres mesmo, né, um pouco mais afastado, que é um penhasco que chama Seven Sister Cliff, que eu pesquisei, realmente é um lugar muito bonito, que ele conseguiu explorar em alguns dias que ele esteve por lá também. Perfeito. Próximo, Edson Costa. Fique à vontade. Eu acredito que Edson já foi. Próximo seria o Edson, você já realizou sua pergunta?
Yes, I was the last.
Sim. Ah, correto. Perfeito. Elaine, fique à vontade, por favor.
Hello, everyone. Good evening for all. Nice to meet you, miss you. And thank you so much for spending your time with us. Students, English students, of course, we aren't speak correctly, but the most important is connection, not perfection. And now I'm very glad because I learned in South Korea the babies when they was born, they already have 1 year, and example, if today we are 2 years, and in Brazil, in South Korea, you are 3 years. It's correct.
Yes,
It's,
yes.
yes.
That was from the last session. Great.
Yes. Other curiosity is a kimchi. Kimchi. I don't know how I say this dish or plate in South Korea. The most important dish. Kimchi. Kimchi. The name is kimchi.
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 Yes,
It,
that's perfect.
it's considered Korean rice and bean are fermented vegetables. They are dishes consumed more than 3,000 years ago. Huh? They are considered one of the healthiest dishes in the world. They also prevent cancer. Is correct?
Yes.
They are basically cooked with cabbage. I don't know if I am saying correctly. Onions and garlic. Uh, can you tell me more about it and how I can do it in my house here in Brazil?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is true that kimchi is a very important food in Korea. Um, in fact, it's so important that even when I'm abroad, like in London, I actually make it myself. Um, so you would want a cabbage that is specifically Asian cabbage. It's uh
Ah,
it's a different cabbage that you would see elsewhere. It's a very long cabbage. Um, and you need red pepper powder, and also uh you need the sauce that is used to make the kimchi, but I'm not sure about the exact ingredients. You might have to search the internet for it. Sorry about that. But
no problem.
yeah, it's basically fermenting the cabbage in the various mixture and the red chili powder. And you could just leave it um, in the sauce and chili powder for a bit, and it will eventually kind of soak up all the taste and flavor, and it will become the kimchi taste that you were looking for.
I will try do it a little bit the same, but here in Brazil, we of course we don't have the vegetables the same in South Korea. But I will try. I love to eat healthy food because I'm a personal trainer, and first of all, for you have healthy and longevity, you can eat healthy food, of course, and sleep very well, and eat correctly, uh, and try do exercise every day. Okay. And of course, learning English, because if you are learning English, your brain is practicing exercise. But it's my goal to live long. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Elaine. So I just would like to add that Elaine has said that the dish we were talking about is like the rice and bean for Korean. And like what she meant for rice and beans is because here in Brazil we usually consume rice and beans every single day with some kind of meat by the side of it, and maybe some salad. But like every single day we get rice and beans. So I think it's like the same type of importance of this dish that we're talking about for Korean. Cool. So I'll be translating some of the facts that Elaine has shared. Bom, então a Elaine mencionou que ela aprendeu um pouco sobre as curiosidades sobre os nenéns na Coreia, que normalmente eles já nascem com 1 ano de idade. Então, diferente do mundo inteiro, eles já nascem com 1 ano, assim que eles já saem do período de gestação. E a Elaine também perguntou sobre um prato específico Eu não me recordo exatamente, tem um nome específico, tanto em coreano e tanto em português, que nós temos aqui uma variação bem similar. É um nome que começa com C, inclusive. Mas para que você possa preparar
Kimchi.
qualquer
I write here. Kimchi.
kimchi.
Kimchi. Kimchi. Kimchi.
Ok, obrigado. Bom, então esse seria o prato. Você precisa preparar ele com repolho específico, né? Um tipo de repolho, que era o cabbage que ele estava falando. New words. E você normalmente deixa ele banhado em pimenta do reino e fermentando uma mistura ali de vários molhos de pimenta, de chili, até que ele seja ali totalmente cozido. Então, é um prato que os coreanos costumam comer, assim, muito frequente, inclusive o próprio Len cozinha lá em Londres para que ele possa comer ainda. Então, é realmente algo muito forte na cultura deles. Perfeito, muito obrigado.
Ele combate o câncer, só complementando, combate o câncer, porque ocorre uma fermentação, o ácido lático. E isso combate doenças, é muito melhor que. Muito bom, né?
Exatamente. Perfeito. Érica, fique à vontade.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very glad to see you, Lynn, again here with us and spend your time with us again. And my question for you is, do you study in Minerva University? Yes. Do you like to study? And how many hours do you spend with it?
Sorry. So the question is, do I like to study?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, actually, in terms of the university work, I probably spend around 5 or 6 hours a day.
Wow.
But I also am doing
Alone,
external.
this time alone or with your colleagues?
I guess maybe like 3 or 4 hours are just alone, and maybe 1 or 2 hours actually taking the classes and lectures.
Mhm.
But I also have external commitments or external things that I do apart from my studies. For example, working on my startup or
Mhm.
going to different jobs. And I
Mhm.
think those hours probably take up like 7 or 8. So I think my day is just probably working and studying and going to the gym, and that's it.
Congratulations. And about self-knowledge, what do you think about this?
Sorry, my internet connection is
Self-knowledge.
a little bit bad. Could you repeat again?
Self-knowledge. What do you think about self-knowledge?
Self-knowledge?
Yes.
Sorry, what is self-knowledge?
Yes,
you-
self-knowledge. Help us. So, Fábio, self-knowledge, yes?
Self-knowledge, like self-talk.
Oh, self-acknowledgement?
Sorry about my pronunciation. I know
Oh,
it's
no
no
worries,
good.
no worries. Okay, yeah, I guess it's very
It's
important.
hard self-knowledge. I think I know.
Yeah, it's very important. I try to do it for myself, but I guess I am in a very important time in my career in terms of honing my
Mhm.
skills and learning and doing what I need to do. So yeah, I am trying, but it is hard to balance my work and life.
Yes, study is good, but it's necessary to think about this in our life. And
Yes.
my last question for you. About your career, do you have goals?
Yes, I actually want to be a startup founder. I want to be successful in terms of finding a tech startup in the US. I'm working towards my goal with two of my friends currently in the university, and we are building a product that will help high schoolers easily apply to universities abroad.
Very good. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. So now I'm curious, like, could you tell a little bit more details about this project? Is it like guidance or something like that?
Yeah, so basically it's a startup using AI. We are trying to build an AI university guidance counselor because university guidance counselors are very expensive and it's often unaffordable for individuals. So we want to make it accessible and accessible to everyone and basically make information about university more easily accessible to firstly those in the US to find out universities that truly suit their interests and also those outside of the US to see which options are available to them.
Wow. If that's already available, I would like to try it in order to help me to build my college list because I'm actually struggling a lot.
Okay, I will actually contact you when we have a prototype.
Ok, I would like to try. Thank you. Bom, então, só fazendo uma adição ao projeto que o Len está trabalhando no momento. Como nós já aprendemos aqui em outras sessões, os alunos de Minerva, normalmente, eles desenvolvem um capstone project, que é tipo esse TCC que eles precisam entregar para se graduar, e ele está desenvolvendo uma inteligência artificial que cria um conselheiro acadêmico para que os alunos que estejam no ensino médio, eles tenham ali um guia sobre o que eles devem fazer, tanto para escolher suas faculdades, tanto para aplicar para elas no processo seletivo, como ir bem, e também como seguir a sua carreira acadêmica após ser passado. Então, acho que é algo super útil, principalmente algo que tem uma demanda muito grande, eu vejo entre os alunos internacionais que desejam estudar nos Estados Unidos especificamente. Perfeita ideia.
Fábio, uma pergunta para você sobre o que você falou, como é que é? A universidade desenvolve um app para ajudar os alunos, é isso?
No caso, ele está desenvolvendo o app com inteligência artificial que cria um conselheiro para que os alunos possam ter esse guia sobre a sua carreira acadêmica.
Very good.
Exato. Perfeito. Next, Fabiana, fique à vontade.
Good evening, everyone. My question is because in the last year, my colleagues of Scout group went to South Korea to a meeting, and they had a hurricane in this time. But the people, my colleagues, found it very interesting because the government or mayor had a plan very quick to solve the problem with the group. It was very big group of scouts, and I'd like to know if in South Korea have many hurricanes, and if you in the country do you have support or classes to understand and to do the to save the people very quick?
Actually, I think it might not be hurricane and it's a typhoon. So I don't think I've ever seen a hurricane when I was living in Korea, but there were many typhoons, especially during the summer. We don't actually receive any training or anything to prepare for the hurricane, to prepare for the typhoon. But I think the system for rescue system, especially when there's a very strong typhoon, is very well established in terms of the emergency rescue system. So I think that might be what your colleague was referring to.
Okay, they found very quick the resgate. I don't know how I speak in English. Rescue. Ah, yes, because in the same day they rescue all people and they put in a safe building. Um,
Yeah, I think because it's also Korea is also pretty small country. It's easy to uh, do some searches for rescue missions, and also they're very experienced in terms of rescuing people during typhoon or natural disasters.
so good because in Brazil it's totally different our reality. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great question, Fabiana. I think it was really nice to learn a little bit more about natural disasters, about other countries, because like we usually don't have things like that here in Brazil, like smart comments, not have anything related. Bom, então apenas traduzindo, a pergunta da Fabiana é que principalmente acredito que ela teve alguns amigos que passaram ali por alguns ataques naturais, não tenho certeza se foi exatamente um, um hurricane,
Foi furacão.
um furacão. Ah, pera. Perfeito. E então, os amigos elas passaram por um furacão, mas o Len mencionou que desde que ele esteve na Coreia ele nunca presenciou nada similar, só que ele já esteve presente ali com alguns tufões, então isso é algo um pouco mais comum de acontecer, um tipo de desastre do tipo tufão, mas outras variações, tipo um hurricane, um tornado, coisas assim, não, normalmente não acontece. E na Coreia, eles têm alguns protocolos de segurança muito bons, na verdade, tem uma boa assertividade em proteger as pessoas, né? Eles já conseguem transportar as pessoas para outros lugares que são um pouco mais seguros de forma rápida, e a Coreia é um país meio que pequeno, então é meio que mais fácil de transportar para uma região um pouco mais afastada de onde está acontecendo o desastre natural. Perfect. Next, Rosana, fique à vontade.
Hello, good evening. My name is Rosana. I live in the north of Brazil. And my question is, what do you like most about studying at Minerva?
That's a great question. Actually, Minerva University is a very unique university because every semester we go to different countries and study at different countries every semester. And I think this is what I really like about Minerva University because I get to experience different cultures and get to live in different countries and actually interact with the locals. For example, last semester, I was actually in Buenos Aires. So I was able to practice my Spanish and learn about culture of Buenos Aires, Argentina, which was very nice for me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosana, for such an interesting question. E a Rosana perguntou qual que é a parte favorita do Len em estudar em Minerva. E ele menciona que a sua coisa favorita, mesmo que ele consegue viajar para vários países ao mesmo tempo, ou seja, ele vai concluir a faculdade tendo visitado 7 países. E, por exemplo, no semestre passado, ele estava na Argentina praticando espanhol e conhecendo um pouco mais sobre a cultura de Buenos Aires. Então, cada semestre ele está viajando, está conhecendo um canto do mundo diferente, tendo uma imersão cultural totalmente, talvez, inovadora do que ele já era acostumado a viver anteriormente. Perfeito. Next, Enox Maia, fique à vontade.
Okay. My question is, as many Asian countries, I think that Korea the people from Korea enjoy so much eating fish or seafood. Is that true? If yes, where from where come the seafood from? The fisheries or from the aquaculture?
I don't particularly think Koreans actually enjoy fish like as part of their main cuisine of culture. It is well, some people definitely enjoy fish, but I don't think it's like a predominant aspect of the Korean culture of eating fish. But because we are surrounded by three sides of the ocean, it is very easy and possible to get fresh and high quality fish to consume.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bom, então o Len compartilhou agora que na Coreia o pessoal não é realmente acostumado a comer tanto peixe. Claro que as pessoas gostam, mas tipo, não é algo predominante na cultura. Mas que, claro, ao redor da Coreia do Sul, o país ele é rodeado ali por uma grande variedade ali de peixe, uma grande disponibilidade de estar ali pescando um peixe que seja fresco, que seja assim, saudável mesmo, novo. Então, é muito possível eles terem esse fácil acesso, mas eles não têm esse costume, assim, tão próximo de comer peixe e estar ali totalmente predominante na culinária deles. Alexandre Silva.
Hi, good night. Nice to meet you. I think that I talked to you in the past in another section. I think I have two questions. There is a movie from South Korea, Parasite, very famous around the world. So I would like to know if the people in Korea like this movie, because this movie a little I don't know the word, a little complex, a little talk about polemic things about the society of Korea, South Korea society, you know? Is it?
Yeah, actually the movie is also was popular in Korea too when it was first out. And yes, it does talk about very quite controversial topics of Korea and how the society is divided and there's inequality within society. But I think as a movie, it definitely exaggerates some points. But yes, those societal issues do exist in Korea, and it is a movie that very well depicted those aspects, and it was actually popular in Korea too.
Yeah, it's very nice movie. I watched it. Like all the movies, a little exaggerated, you know.
Yeah.
Another question is, I think there are island in South Korea where the people in South Korea visit in holiday, Jeju Island. Jeju Island.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is it? Do you know?
Yes.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's actually a very nice island. I actually finished my high school studies in Jeju Island because I was in an international school located in Jeju Island. It's a very nice island with lots of great food and also good nature.
It's nice. I like to study geography. I'm an engineer, but I like to study geography like a hobby. So I read about, think about the continent, and I read something about these islands. Very visit many flights to there. So something like that.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Fernando Buffon, fique à vontade.
Hello, everybody. That's my first time in this class, and I got to answer two questions. One is about the British English. How do you feel to listening British people and this kind of English? Because I saw different people say that this English is more complicated than the American English. And the second question is about the pepper go to junk, because it's a pepper that I like so much, and I really want to know where it comes from. Is from the North Korea or South Korea? And I really need to understand about this because I love that.
Yeah, both of them are very good questions. So for your first question, yes, it is very different in terms of the accent of the English. Um, I think if I think for me, because I learned how to speak English from a very young age, and because I actually studied in international school that is based in terms of the UK university as a mother school. Um, it was fine for me to understand and get understand and adjust to the language here, to the accent here, but it is very different. But the grammar and just the structure of English itself still is the same, but it's the way in which they pronounce the English language that is different in the UK. Um, as for the second question, gochujang is actually originated much back before the partition of the two Koreas. It is probably probably has thousands of years of history uh, associated with it, and yeah, it's just involved fermenting chili and fermenting chili, and it's actually a vital part of many cuisine in Korea. So yeah, I'm glad you like gochujang because I love it too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Eleni has dropped in the chat. What's the name of the movie? I would also to like it. I was also gonna ask that. Thank you, Elaine, for bringing that up. Opa, Elaine, você gostaria de fazer alguma pergunta? Acho que você estava com a mão levantada. Ah, acredito que você esteja com o microfone fechado.
I don't know if you ask the correct my question, but I will try. About Minerva University, I am curious about the financials, the money. I wish to know, could you tell us about the money, if the Minerva University help you in your house your room in other country, for example, or if you have a large amount of capital with your relatives, your parents have a large amount of capital, and how can you save your money in, for example, to have lunch, dinner, and the estadia, and the locomotion, how can I say, to take a bus, to take a train, how, and the airplane, for example, your trip, each one pay your bills.
Great question. So Minerva University is actually pretty generous in terms of providing scholarship for students. But for me, I don't get any scholarships because our university is completely based on need-based scholarship. So they fund students who are most in need. For me, my parents do fund me for my university tuition fees. But in terms of living expenses, because we go around 7 different countries, the living expenses in every country is very different. For example, when I was living in India or Argentina, the price levels are much cheaper in those countries. So the housing is much better, and it's more easier for me to eat outside or basically have better quality of food for the same money. But in case of more countries that have higher price levels, for example, United States or actually United Kingdom, London here, it's very difficult for me to eat outside because it's super expensive. So what I do is just I tend to always cook inside my own meals because it's very expensive to eat outside, but it is much cheaper to cook inside because ingredient um, prices are relatively cheaper.
Yes, yes, in UK, Libra sterlina is very expensive, and the dollar is very expensive for us here in Brazil. I went to New York last year, and the dollar is 5.5 for 1 real. And for example, I paid 60 reais per day to sleep in my room. Um, 600 reais per day for live for one room, one night. Imagine 50 days. And the school very expensive too. And it's totally, I ate one meal, I share one meal in two. And it's easy to lose weight. It's so easy because you eat less when you are traveling in expensive country. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I think so. Well, so I just would like to also onto that the United States maybe can be expensive for some meals that you get outside of home. But like most of these meals, when they're saying there's like a small size, they're actually like a large size somewhere else. Or so dishes that are usually way bigger than the usual, and you can usually share with someone like easily, just like split the total of what you're paying. Bom, então a Elaine perguntou sobre como funcionam os custos para pagar os cursos na Universidade de Minerva. E a Minerva, eles seguem um critério de need-based, ou seja, eles costumam priorizar trazer bolsas de estudos para os alunos que têm necessidade financeira, independente de qualquer outro conceito. Então, se um aluno não tem condições de pagar, eles vão estar tentando tentar encaixar pelo menos 100% desse auxílio para que esse aluno possa estar estudando. Mas, no caso do Len, ele não foi elegível para essa bolsa, porque tem alguns limites e, dependendo da sua renda, você não é elegível para need-based. E os seus pais mesmo pagam a sua faculdade, então ele não se preocupa com os cursos para que ele possa estar ali estudando, só que, claro, tem algumas variações de cada país em quanto os custos, porque, por exemplo, para você comer na Argentina, para você comer na Índia, para você comer fora, no caso, é realmente muito mais barato, é muito mais em conta, às vezes até compensa muito mais que você passar um tempo cozinhando, mas quando ele está nos Estados Unidos, quando ele está no Reino Unido, ele normalmente cozinha, ele faz sua própria comida mesmo, porque comer fora é realmente muito caro. E eu só adicionei que, normalmente, quando você vai comer um prato nos Estados Unidos, um prato que, se ele é marcado como pequeno, na verdade é um prato grande que você consegue dividir com outra pessoa. Então, é sempre possível dividir o total da sua conta. E isso é muito comum. Perfeito. Próximo, temos Alci, logo em seguida a Erika. So, I think we're supposed to end the session now, and I would like to ask if it's fine if we just get 2 more questions. Thank you.
Yes, that's okay.
Alci,
me.
fique à
Oh,
vontade.
I'm sorry. Good evening, everybody. I excuse because I'm in the session, but I'm working out at the gym. Unfortunately, this is the only time I have, and I try to together the two activities for that: working out and sharing information and getting information from all the participants. And I'd like to say that I'd like to congratulate everybody because we learn a lot, not only from the guests, but from the participants too. It's incredible. But my question is for the guests. You study and you have the chance to experience different cultures and different countries too. Is it Erasmus, the program that you take part? And if so, Argentina is listed in a country that belongs to this kind of program. If Argentina take part, Brazil not?
Yeah, so our university has 7 cities. That is United States, United Kingdom, South Korea, Germany, India, Argentina, and Taiwan. So we go to these 7 countries. I'm not sure why Brazil is not included, but that's up to the university to decide. Yeah, so basically for Latin America, we go to Argentina, and yeah, that's the program.
Cool. Alci, was your question answered? Yeah, I hope so. Maybe he's pushing some weights now. Thank you. Erika, fique à vontade.
I have a curiosity about your university. You said it's necessary move to other countries, yes. And if you just know English is enough, or is a requirement know other languages?
It is not required for the university to know other languages, but
Okay.
for some countries, some countries speak English better than some other countries. For example, actually in Argentina, not many people spoke English, but I do know how to speak Spanish, so I had to communicate mostly in Spanish. But in terms of countries like actually India, a lot of people know how to speak English, to my surprise. So I didn't need to learn Hindi or anything, and I could just communicate only in English.
Do you have some difficulties with English, or for you, your English is good?
I guess because I've been attending high level education since I was 14 in English. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm quite confident in English when I'm speaking with anyone.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. You are very dedicated.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I have seen a question in the chat from Lucia, and I really would like to get a question. And I think it's saying, how is the convocation held at Minerva University? Like, I think convocation means like talking about the selective process, I guess. So would you like to share your thoughts about the selective process?
Do you mean the admission processes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I think Minerva has a very unique admission system, as in they value things that are not valued in conventional universities. For example, test scores like SAT or ACT are not really important for Minerva University. We have our own we have our own exam or kind of like entrance test, that everyone has to take, and everyone is evaluated based on that. That involve things like critical thinking skills or English writing skills, and also creativity skills. And those are all measured through their own tests. And yeah.
Sorry, my laptop kind of lagging today. So yeah, I think we could learn a lot about Minerva, a lot about Korea, about many things today. It was awesome. So thank you so much, Len, for coming here one more time. And congratulations for your projects. And also, do not forget to send me a prototype of what you're currently developing.
Yep.
And thank you so much, everyone who have participated. Your participation today was awesome. I have seen some new faces engaging in the questions today. So thank you so much. Well,
Thank you, everyone.